Okay, so now we're here at Aberdare Park with a view of the track and how to ride it from one of the stars of the park, Jay Bellars.
How you doing?
And he's going to tell us exactly what to do if you come to the park and you're going to ride the park on a much bigger bike than the 50 in the other video. So it's over to you, Jay.
Right, here we have the paddock exit and also the exit of the only right-hander on the course. You want to be coming out of the right-hander in first gear. I try to use second gear so I don't go through neutral because I've had many crashes on that right-hander coming through there in neutral. This is the left-hander on the boathouse. You're going around here, you normally short shift second and go to third. I aim for the lamppost with the white sign on, just up ahead, but holding the middle of the circuit all the way around until we get to the fountain. So here we are at the fountain. We've aimed for the lamppost on the right hand side with the white sign on, but we're holding a middle of the road line because the camber falls away on the right hand side. This is taken in third gear. You go in on a closed throttle, obviously. Not much braking, to be honest, because it is quite slippery here, but you can run quite a bit of corner speed here because of the camber on the left hand side. You're aiming to be about 10 inches away from the bush on the left hand side. Some people do brush their shoulders through it. There's nothing hard inside it, thank goodness. And also be careful of catching your knee on the left hand side hay bales. You want to be very smooth and progressive on the throttle of you. Many people I see during races tend to lose the back end on the overbanding where the surface changes here. For this year, 2016, HDI installations have re-tarmacked a hole in the centre which we may be running over. I'm going to try and avoid it due to seeing people having moments here, and that'll take us down to the next tiny little right hand kink before the last bend. So here we have the small right hand kink. Again, you're over here in, I believe, third gear. You pull a little bit of a wheelie, so this is where you ideally need a steering damper on the bike. On the bigger bikes, obviously. I've crashed here due to not having a steering damper. So you come down here, you progressive, then you back off the throttle after the wheelie, and then you start to come across to hug the line on the left hand bend, the final bend. Like I said, Aberdare is not very technical, such as Cadwell, where you're riding round the backs of corners to get to apexes. You can hug the apexes pretty much everywhere and still do a fast time. You can use all the camber here coming round to the last bend, but be wary as you're coming out of the jump in the middle as you run from the left hand side of the track to the right hand side. I normally aim for the start finish post on the exit. Just as we come round the corner, you'll see the Silkaline sign on the hay bales. So here we are exiting the last bend of the Aberdare circuit. As you can see, the crown of the road. This causes the bike to jump from left to right, which is quite daunting as a newcomer. But like I said, you want to be aiming for the silk lean signs on the tree just up there. Okay, so that's the pole position slot at Aberdare. It's quite a steep uphill start position. Ideally, the best start position is the number 2 position, because that's right in the crown of the road, and it's less of a uphill start. Yeah, you want to be accelerating away from you. I normally hold 3rd gear to the top of the jump, braking just before we go over the jump. So here we are at the end of the straight, just coming to the braking zone. This is the top of the jump. I'm normally 4th gear over this jump, coming back to 2nd gear for the first corner. Some people use the right hand side. I tend to use the middle of the circuit, but I know a lot of the faster boys do use pretty much all the circuit here. The best line for the first corner is to hug, as you can see, the overbanding in the middle, is just stay about a foot to the left of that, coming back to 2nd gear and just tipping in. The corner's not too complicated. Just be wary of high sides, and yeah, just take it steady through here. And here we are, the first corner. Like I said, it's quite cambered. I'm normally aiming for the park bench just on the inside as a apex. Some will probably apex at the tree, but you can drag your knee over the grass here. And yeah, just be careful getting on the gas on the way out. I had quite a vicious high side here in 2014, just because the track was dirty. And yeah, be wary of the change of tarmac on the way out. You want to be aiming for the end of the hay bales on the right hand side, and short shifting to 3rd for the next left hand around Church Bend. Here's Church Bend. This is taken in 3rd gear after short shifting from 2nd out to the first corner. As you can see on the left hand side, the big green bush, this shrub has grown since last year and the year before, so you can't actually see through the corner until you're upon it. There's quite positive camber going in, but it does suck you into the high side, because it does camber. The camber falls away on the exit, which on a big bike, I've come out of here sideways before now and got away with it, thankfully. It is slippery on the trees on the exit, and this is a corner that I've struggled with, to be honest, over the years. I'd like to get around here flat out, but my right hand wants to, but my brain tells me no. So yeah, just be careful on the way out. As you can see, the camber falling away now where that woman in the white is running to. You want to aim for the tree that kind of looks like a banana. It's the third tree on the exit. That's your exit reference point. And then you can hug the right hand side all the way down the street for the next left-hander at the pond. So here we are at the top of the S's after riding down the back street. You're normally up to third gear down the back street and then braking hard here down to second. I normally do my braking in a straight line from right to left. On a bike you're just high enough to see the grass on the left hand side, but I tend to run over the patch in the middle of the circuit before hugging a bit of a late apex round the left-hander before the right for the S's. So I'm using the right-hand curb as a reference point for paddock entry, and I'm normally apexing just around the tree on the left here. And holding that apex quite tight, staying left because the right-hander is coming up. You want to be braking just after the second tree, back to first gear or second, depending on how you're gearing. And then yeah, if you hug the left-hand line, obviously you're wide open to a lunge up the inside. There's been many crashes here from people getting taken out. You can go around the right-hander quite quick in the dry, but you want to be very, very careful in the wet. I went in last year and the front was rock solid, but the back gave way to me and had me off. It's very slow. It's only about 30 miles per hour. But it is very, the road's very sappy from the tree over the year. The camber is quite positive here as well. Again, watch out on the exit as it does go a little bit off camber. And you should be aiming for the manhole cover on the left hand side. If you watch the boys on 250s, they normally wheelie out of there because the power is quite peaky on a 250 round here. And then yeah, you want to be kind of middle of the road, second, third for the fountain.
Okay, Jay, so we're nearly all the way around the circuit. What are your general impressions of Aberdare Park? Try and tell us a little bit about that.
I enjoy it because it's not such a technical circuit. You've just got to ride round. If you have got a well set up bike, you know, it's quite effortless to go fast around here. Like I said, it's a local race for me, so all my friends and family come over as well, and yeah, I just love it over here. You know, touch wood, we have some good results this year, and more of the same in coming years.
Well, thanks very much, Jay. It's been a fantastic insight into the train. Thanks very much. Good luck this year. Thank you.
Attention, public attention, product of the final call, all riders to reach out to
Thank you for the house, got a lot right before 600 minutes. From the zone,